What if Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system, came hurtling toward Earth? It's fast, rocky, and about 40% the size of Earth. On its own, it's not big enough to destroy the planet. But if Mercury somehow left its orbit and slammed into Earth at full speed, the results would be catastrophic. First, let's look at the scale. Mercury weighs about 3.310 kilograms. That's 330 billion trillion kilograms. That's 330 billion trillion kilograms. Now picture that mass moving at over 47 kilometers per second, its average orbital speed. That's 170,000 kilometers per hour. It would be the largest impact in Earth's history, far more devastating than the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. But how could this even happen? Let's say in some cosmic glitch, Mercury's orbit is destabilized. Maybe it's nudged by another planet, or flung inward by a passing star. Whatever the reason, Mercury is knocked off its path, and begins spiraling toward Earth. For weeks or months, astronomers would watch in horror as the planet grows larger in the night sky. The collision course would be clear, panic erupts, governments scramble, but there's nowhere to run. Then, impact. Mercury slams into Earth, possibly striking at an angle, or directly head-on. Either way, the energy released would be unimaginable, equivalent to billions of nuclear bombs going off at once. The crust would shatter, entire continents would vaporize. Seismic waves would ripple across the planet, setting off earthquakes and volcanoes worldwide. The atmosphere, burned away. Oceans, boiled. Massive chunks of both planets would be blasted into space, some of which might form a temporary ring around Earth, or even coalesce into a new moon. But Earth itself wouldn't necessarily be destroyed. That's the strange part. As violent as the collision would be, Earth is still more massive. It might survive as a planet, but it wouldn't be the same. Its rotation could shift. Its orbit could change. A new axis tilt might trigger permanent climate chaos. Life, however, would not survive. The entire biosphere would be annihilated, not just from the initial impact, but from the months of darkness caused by dust and debris in the atmosphere. Temperatures would crash, photosynthesis would stop. It would be the ultimate extinction event. But let's zoom out for a second. Collisions like this did happen in the early solar system. In fact, the moon may have formed from a similar impact, when a Mars-sized object named Theia struck the young Earth over 4 billion years ago. So while a Mercury-Earth collision is extremely unlikely today, it's not outside the realm of cosmic history. And if it ever did happen again, Earth wouldn't be destroyed, but humanity would vanish in an instant. We'd be remembered only in the scars left on a planet that once held life, before it was forever changed by a wandering world that never should have crossed its path.